It's late at night, but I have a theory about From. So that's right, folks. From is back. My one guilty pleasure is back. Before we go ahead, don't forget to subscribe and like this channel. So From is back. Season 3, Episode 1. We picked up exactly where we left off. We picked up with Tabitha in Camden, Maine, where Victor is from. We picked up in everyone in the town, and yeah. So my theory about From was really about the town. I've not seen many people touch on this theory, but I have a theory. You know how in The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy and her house and her little dog too are all picked up in a cyclone and dumped in Oz, and the house fell on the witch and, hell broke loose. Well, what if? What if? Well, this is a theory I've had a while. I've seen people suggest, oh, how did Victor get to the town? How did Victor get to the town? And my theory is that Victor has always been in the town. But my theory is that Victor experienced a Dorothy type cyclone event. What if where we are from, no pun intended, was always part of Victor's hometown to begin with? But like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, some magical cyclone or tornado just kind of spun into existence. Maybe it was triggered by a fringe science group or something. It spun into existence, grabbed the town or a portion of the town, and dumped it all here. Or at the very least, maybe some sort of ley lines were triggered and they severed Fromville from Camden, Maine. This would explain a lot. It would explain the fact that this is a makeshift town. It's not a real town. So right now, the elementary school is Dublin for a hospital. There are street signs that lead to nowhere. The town seems trapped in the 1950s, which implies this might have been when it happened, way back then. And this would explain the milkman, the cheerleader, the nurse, all of whom seem to be wearing work costumes from the 1950s. So think about it. This is not a proper town. So either a portion of Victor's town in Camden, Maine was picked up and just dumped into this pocket dimension, or ley lines were set up. I don't mean to go back to Lost, but in Lost, Daniel Faraday's mom had mentioned how there are many hotspots on the planet that are known to amplify strange phenomena. And the island in Lost was one such hotspot. What if this is another one where a fringe group might be experimenting with amplifying the ley lines because they recognize this area as being built on a ley line, and this is how they ended up cutting off Fromville from the rest of the real world. So in theory, how that would have happened, Victor's mom was familiar with the people involved. That would explain why she would know about the children, that they were using the children as part of the experiment to maybe trigger these ley lines, and she maybe sent Victor to hide in the storm shelter, just like Dorothy was supposed to hide in the storm shelter. She sent Victor to hide with his sister. Victor's sister ran out. Victor stayed. But when Victor came out, everything had already happened. The ley lines had been triggered, the town had been severed, and Victor was the only one left behind. Victor was the only one left in this portion that has been severed from the rest of the world. Now, we're about to go into season 2, and we haven't gone, sorry, not season 2, but episode 2 of season 3, and we've yet to hear what Tabitha has to say, or rather what Victor's father has to say to Tabitha about what happened to his daughter and his son and his wife, and that should be interesting. But my theory is that Fromville is a makeshift town that was once connected somehow to Camden. And when the incidents that we saw in season 1 of Victor coming out of the storm shelter, that incident happened after maybe a fringe science group triggered the ley lines and cut the town off from the rest of civilization. That is what happened. So this is why there is some sort of pocket dimension that that this town existed, or there are some ley lines that are severing it, keeping it severed from the real world for different reasons. Now, this doesn't touch on what the creatures are, if this is some weird sort of simulation or experiment, or any of that. But I do believe this is a case where this town is severed, or is being kept separated by ley lines, and there is a way out, which Tabitha kind of found, but also the dog. You know, they found the farm animals, rest in peace, season 3, episode 1. The farm animals, they found them in the woods, and the dog appeared to be a farmer's dog. We've seen him run off at the sound of a whistle. And this tells me that the dog knows a way in and out of this town. So I'm not sure if any of that will be explored in season 3, but hopefully we get some answers, because we do know you can exit this place to some degree. And anyway, but that's just my theory, that this is a makeshift town and Victor was part of it. It's connected to Camden, Maine, where Victor's from, and either a portion of the town was, picked up in a cyclone and dropped in this pocket dimension, or whoever was doing experiments triggered ley lines that severed a portion of the town from Victor's town proper in Camden, Maine. Anyway, that's my theory about From. Let me know what you think, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks, y'all.